Tacoma Police Officer Timothy Rankine was the last witness to testify for the defense. However, this morning, the defense lawyers accused the prosecution of misconduct and called for the judge to declare a mistrial. Wednesday's proceedings began with Rankine testifying that he was one of the lowest-ranked officers on the scene on the night of Ellis's death. And if he had done anything wrong, his senior partner would have said something.
If that was anything I was doing inappropriate, if Officer Ford saw it, he would have spoke to me about it and I would have corrected it.
But then this exchange happened during cross-examination with Special Assistant Attorney General Patty Eakes.
And you had 3 days to be able to consider and counsel before you went in for this interview, correct?
Can you counsel? I don't know what that means.
You had other people with you in the interview, correct?
Your Honor.
The issue was the use of the word counsel. The defense asked for the jury to be excused, then argued Eakes was out of line for indirectly asking if Rankine had a lawyer present during an audio interview he conducted several days later. That information was deemed inappropriate for the jury at the beginning of the trial. Eakes responded that wasn't her intention and simply wanted to know if Rankine took some time to fully understand what happened, but the defense wasn't convinced.
If Ms. Eakes actually believed what she's now saying, she would have asked to excuse the jury and addressed this outside the presence of the jury. She's a prosecutor who has an obligation to protect the constitutional rights of this defendant, and that defendant. You don't get up in front of a jury and suggest that you spoke to counsel and then try to convince this court I'm not talking about speaking to an attorney.
The defense went so far as to claim Eakes attempted to force a mistrial and called for the judge to dismiss the charges against the officers entirely. However, Judge Brian Shushkoff disagreed.
All errors do not make a mistrial or a dismissal. I don't think she did it for the purpose of achieving a dismissal. Because of that, I don't think there's any reason, or to achieve a mistrial rather. And for that reason, I don't think there's any reason for the court to think the state did this in order to get a do-over.
Officer Christopher Burbank, the third officer charged, said in court today that he will not be testifying. Since the prosecution will not be bringing in any more witnesses to rebut the defense's case, court is now in recess until Monday, when the jury will be brought back in to hear instructions and closing arguments. From the Pierce County Courthouse, Lionel Donovan, King 5 News.